to the State Champs studio. I'm joined now by Donny Dreher for our favorite part of the show.
We love doing the show, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
For our favorite part, Total Softball Player of the Year update. But first, we want to touch on last weekend, Total Softball Backyard Challenge. It was a great weekend, not just weather-wise, but the talent out on the field with 16 teams out there.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. I mean, obviously the weather being great was great, but great competition, great teams. I want to talk about the sportsmanship of everybody there. It's so important to me. I thought the coaches did a great job. I thought the parents did a great job. You know, the parents work so hard with their kids. They're in the backyard with them. They're training them. They're so involved with them. The coaches are with them every day. But this weekend, once the game started, the focus was on the field. And the parents stayed back and they let the kids play, and the coaches did the same thing. That was real important to me, and it was very impressive to see the sportsmanship that I saw out there. That just stood out to me.
Yeah, and we love that. I mean, that's what sports is about, sportsmanship, and that just makes it all better.
Yeah, and now talking about on the field.
Yeah, what did you see out there?
A couple of teams that just absolutely impressed me. One was Trenton. I mean, Trenton is a Division II team that's not ranked. They better be ranked now.
Yeah.
Because they were impressive. They hit the heck out of the ball. And another team that we always know Walled Lake Northern, and they're always right in there, you know, somewhere in the top 10. But year in, year out, Kristen Woodard does a great job, and she's got another team. She doesn't have the big-time superstar.
Right.
But right now, Brittany Mutter is pitching really well for her. Kiana Morgan's really hitting the ball for them. And they're another team that should be, you know, a mainstay in the top 10. So I was very impressed with them. And I do have to do a shout out for the Downriver League.
Yes.
Because not only Allen Park, who won the tournament, it was great to see Allen Park in South Lyon facing off in a championship game, which is a rematch of the D1 finals last year.
I was going to say.
But this Downriver League, I mean, you know, we already talked about Trenton. You got Allen Park that's got all the pieces. And, you know, another team down there that's doing really good is Woodhaven. So there was a lot of talent down there, and people need to start recognizing it, including myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this a preview for what we could see in June? I don't know. We'll find out.
And another thing that was a treat to me, the ability to have someone like, you know, legends and Hall of Famers like Diane Laffey,
right,
who's at Regina, 60 years, something like that.
Gosh,
Barry Patterson at Garden City, that almost has 40 years. And to be able to sit back and watch these two Hall of Famers teach the game. I don't even like to call it coaching, teaching the game. It was just really cool to sit back and watch a few innings and watch them doing it. That was special to me, and that stood out.
Yeah, that's always awesome, and to see the tradition that they've built at both of their programs, both of their schools is so
amazing
great.
Teachers, and anyone that aspires to coach or continue coaching, just look at the demeanor of these Hall of Fame coaches and see how they do it.
Yeah, so we saw a lot of talent there in the dugouts coaching the teams, but also on the field, and one of them being Ava Bradshaw, who we're going to touch on a little bit today.
Yeah, Ava Bradshaw obviously won the Total Softball Player of the Year last year, and one of the front runners this year. She's now in her sophomore year. You know, Ava brings the great velocity. She's in the upper 60s with her velocity. What I saw this weekend, some good things was, I thought her misses, her control was much better.
Yeah.
So if she was throwing balls, they were just off the plate. It looked like to me like she was hitting her spots. And I saw her change up a little bit more, which I believe she's going to continue have to use that pitch.
Yeah.
But she's got an effective changeup. And I think that she should use it more. Now, and we always forget about that. She's a great hitter too.
Yeah.
But you know, when it comes to pitching, she's got amazing rise ball. But I think as she continues to develop, you know, this is a game of adjustments. And I saw some really good hitting teams. In particular, one was Trenton, and the other one was Allen Park. They made adjustments, and they put the ball in play against her and hit the ball hard and got some hits. And I think, you know, as Ava continues to develop, she'll understand that she won't always be able to beat people with just velocity.
Right.
She's going to have to kind of make adjustments on her own. And I think that's working both the outside, inside of the plate, and her off-speed pitch, especially against great hitters. Now, Ava would probably tell you it wasn't her best weekend, but I sat there and watched her. She does so many great things.
Yeah, and speaking of adjustments, as we always do in softball, we do have some adjustments for our top 10 list this week.
We do have an adjustment, And one of the persons that's coming off, Regan Bennett. Now let me talk a second. Regan Bennett from Novi, similar to Ava, she throws in the upper 60s. She's got a little bit of an arm injury, nothing serious, right? They've done an MRI, there's no structural damage, but she's got some swelling. She is doing the right thing. Both her and her head coach is they are resting her.
Yeah.
And Sid, I got to tell you, too many times the athletes feel like they need to play through pain.
Yeah.
And their body's telling them that's something wrong. And I would say to all the athletes that are watching this show, do not play through pain. And what happens is, and I've experienced this as a coach, they're afraid to tell the coach that they're hurt.
Yeah.
And then they're out there playing through pain, and then we get injuries.
Yeah.
And so Regan's doing it right. So she's not pitching. She will, I suspect she'll be back in early May pitching. For now, she's coming off the list because she's not having to get the games in that she wants to in terms of pitching.
Right.
And going on to the list is Regina's Abby Hornberger, who absolutely killed it this weekend. She was hitting bombs left and right. It had me fearing a little bit for Coach Laffey down there. She was screaming balls by her. But on Sunday alone, she hit 3 bombs. She had me chasing balls out on the railroad track. She hit them so far. So Abby's a senior that's going to be going to Princeton, and so she's now on the list.
Yeah.
And Regan's still on the watch list and have plenty of time to work her back on.
Yeah, awesome. And like we told you guys, it'll continue to change as the season gets going, especially as the weather changes, so we get more games and hopefully no more rain delays. But also with that too, we have our podcast this week, Diamond Gems, and this is one you won't want to miss. We had a special guest this week.
Coach 2K, affectionately known from Miami. She's done a great job. She won the MAC in her first season last year, leading the MAC again. Great insight on recruiting and what she's looking for. So you don't want to miss that segment. It was great information.
Like we said, tune into our Diamond Gems podcast. You can find that on our website, statechampsw.com, and that's also where you can vote for the top 10. We forgot to mention that before. Statechampsw.com is where you can vote for the total softball top 10. So be sure to go there and tune into our podcast. It's a good one this week.
It is. We'll get a little cold this week, but we're back in the 60s on the weekend, so a lot more softball.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us again for another edition of Swing Away. We'll have more next week, so stay tuned right here on SCW.